New developments in a stun gun incident, now called a homicide. Weapons often used to control suspects, but they can be deadly. And tonight, the death of a Branford man has been ruled a homicide after police used a stun gun on him. It has happened more and more in our state. Are police going too far? We're digging for answers in that tonight. We wanted to know if that is happening, so News 8 investigators went to check it out.
Well, that incident happened in Branford back in March, and while the medical examiner has ruled the man's death a homicide, that doesn't mean that the police officer intentionally hurt him. News 8's Jason Newton is live in Branford tonight, where he talked to a legal expert to find out exactly what this all means. Jason.
And well, homicide at its basic meaning is just a medical definition and nothing more, but it does give investigators another piece of evidence as they consider this still pending case. The state medical examiner determined that it was a homicide caused by a Branford police taser that killed a man in March. But a homicide does not determine whether any criminal charges will follow, since homicide itself doesn't mean a crime was committed. Quinnipiac law professor William Dunlap explains.
When a medical examiner makes a decision like this, it really is a medical decision. It's not a legal decision.
Branford police encountered David Werblow after they say he was trying to enter passing cars on Bourbon Street. Police say he was hit with the taser after getting inside a parked vehicle. Eyewitnesses described the event to News 8 in March.
I mean, the guy had jumped in his car and they were tasing him in the car. And then when he got out, they were tasing him on the ground and, they were telling him to stop.
Eyewitnesses also said that he was resisting police commands. The medical examiner's office says Werblow died after a physical altercation and electric shock while suffering from a psychotic episode due to schizophrenia.
Once the medical decision's been made, it's going to be up to the legal side to ask, should we look into this further and find out whether there was any criminal intent or any criminal behavior.
The state's attorney from Waterbury is now handling the investigation. She will decide if the case merits any criminal charges against the officer who used the taser. Branford police refused to comment on the pending investigation. A statement they released at the time of the incident reads in part, quote, "We take every use of force by our officers very seriously. We realize that conducted electronic weapons are classified as a less than lethal weapon, however also realize their use can result in death and do not deploy them indiscriminately." Now, Branford police told me earlier today that the two officers most immediately involved in that incident remain on administrative leave as the investigation continues. We're live in Branford. Jason Newton, News 8.